Hi guys, and welcome to today's vlog. I am about to go on a cruel secret mission. It's time to get rid of these because Xander is a little too attached. And with both Jaden and Cadence, I would cut the end off of here so he wouldn't, they wouldn't have any suction on there. And I'm about to do the same for Xander, and we're gonna see how he reacts. I do have a second bippy just in case this doesn't work. Oh, I'm gonna have to distract him because he's looking for it already and I haven't had time to cut it. Oh, come here, you gotta help me clean up this Play-Doh. We're also working on schoolwork right now, so there's that. There's this that we have to clean up now. So as I said, he does have two of them, and I know he's a smart little guy, so we're gonna see if he recognizes when I give him the first one that's gonna be cut. I wonder if he's gonna ask for a different one. He's riding his bike, so I'm just gonna cut a little portion off of it. I'm asking for trouble. And now I'm probably just gonna go put it down somewhere where he'll find it himself. Wish us luck. What is it? Oh, there's a hole in there? Oh, is it broken? Are you riding your bike? Let me see. Do you go fast? He's asking for the other one. Oh no. I'm gonna have to cut the other one too. Should we put water in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is a unique thing to do with it. The other kids never asked to put water in there. You could drink from it now. Wow, there's water in there. You could drink it. That tastes good? You're so funny. You get to drink the water out of there?
Yeah.
Want some more? Do you want some more water in there?
Yeah.
Okay. You just found a new purpose for it, huh?
Yeah.
Here you go. Get hydrated. Okay, it's nap time. It's the moment of truth. So far, every time that we've given him the bippy, he's just thrown it on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? You were throwing it on the ground because you don't want it anymore? Because it's not working? So I brought it upstairs with us just in case. Are you ready for a nap? Yeah? Okay. Oh, the light's on in here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're funny. Are you laughing? Oh my goodness. Oh, he's fake crying. Here you go. Okay, you don't want it? That was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I think it was pretty much that easy with Cadence when she was little, but I'm so glad that it's going this easy. I did bring this upstairs with us, and as you saw, he threw it, and I gave it to him maybe once more after that, and he also threw it back on the ground. So he just doesn't want it because it doesn't work. I nursed him and he fell asleep, and with me getting up out of the chair and putting him in his bed, he squirmed a little bit, but he didn't like go searching for bippy, which usually he would if he recognizes that it's not in his mouth. I am gonna go back in there and I'm gonna just put this in his crib in the event that he wakes up kind of looking for it. he can find it and just kind of be reminded that he actually doesn't really want it. We'll see how it goes from here on out. So this is the first sleeping test, and then tonight will be the next test. But I'm just hoping and praying that it will go just as good as it just did now. I will probably chat with you guys later about his nap time and how it went. I'm wondering if he's not going to take that long of a nap, but we'll see. Maybe he will just take one anyway. We're going to find out. Hello everyone, it is the next day, and it's actually quiet in my house right now, so I thought it would be a good time to give you an update on how last night went with Xander trying to go to sleep without his bippy. It went kind of as expected. Nap time was really good, and then last night it took me a little bit longer to put him to sleep, and I can't tell if it's because we had cinnamon rolls after dinner or if it was actually because he couldn't use his pacifier to plug himself and soothe himself and fall asleep faster. We went about our typical bedtime routine of taking all the kids upstairs. Xander gets to say goodnight to the kids, and I take him to my bedroom and I change his diaper, and we turn on the sound machine, all that stuff. And then I sit down in the rocking chair with him and I nurse him, and he goes to sleep typically. So when we got to the point of me nursing him, I did have his bippy that I knew I was going to give him because I figured he was going to ask for it. So his typical routine would be that he would hold onto the bippy with one hand while he's nursing, and when he would start to doze off, he would turn away from me and he'd put the pacifier, the bippy, in his mouth. So last night was funny because he was nursing and he started to doze off, and then he turned his head and he put the bippy in his mouth, but right away he realized something was different and he opened his eyes and took the bippy out and he looks at me and he starts talking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, is it broken? And then he's like, and he throws it on the floor. Well, I pick it up because I'm like, he's probably going to do this again. So I held on to the bippy because I tried to give it back to him, but he didn't want it. So he goes back to nursing, and he's kind of holding his hand like this. So I thought maybe he thought he still had it in his hand. So he's nursing and he dozes off, so he turns his head. And he went to do this motion, and he shoved all his fingers in his mouth because he thought it was going to be the bippy. And then his eyes fly open again, and he realizes what happened, and he looks at me, and he starts talking about it. And I said, oh, you want bippy? It's right here. He's like, because then he was reminded that it was broken. So anyways, then he goes back to nursing, and I think he did it one more time. And then all of a sudden he flipped a switch and he was wide awake, and he was just chatting the night away. He was talking about all kinds of stuff. I'm sure, I don't know what it was because it was baby gibberish, but he was having a good old time. And it was hard for me not to make eye contact and not to laugh at the kind of noises and stuff that he was doing, because he was just as happy as a clam. He wasn't flopping around in my lap. He wasn't fussy. He was happy. So I'm like, well, as long as he's happy, I'm just going to keep rocking and hope that he'll quiet down and go to sleep. Well, it took us over an hour before he finally fell asleep. And I kind of just tried to tell myself, like, I know it's going to be hard this first night, but I'm sure it'll get easier and easier. So I'm just going to keep on with it. And then he did wake up once through the night last night, but I left the pacifier in his bed in case he would ask for it, just so he could see it and be reminded that it's broken, he doesn't actually want it, and yada yada. So I did hear him wake up, and then I did hear him say Diddy, which is his version of bippy. And so I didn't know if he was looking for it or if he came across it and just realized that, oh, it's broken. But I did have to get him out of his bed, and I nursed him and he went back to sleep, and then I laid him back down. So that was okay. I'm glad he wasn't like up all night and just focused on that he can't have the bippy. So we're doing pretty good. And so far today, he hasn't asked for the pacifier either. I think he's finally realizing that it's just broken and he doesn't want it. So we're good with that. I just feel like the next thing I'm going to have to tackle is how to wean him, and then how to get him to put himself to sleep in his crib. And I don't know, if you've got any tips or tricks or even just a story of how you did it with your kid, definitely leave them in the comments below, because I'm gonna need some ideas. I've never had to wean any of my kids before. My supply has just always gone away on its own. This is the longest I've ever nursed any of my kids, and now I have to figure out how I'm going to try to wean him. And it's new territory. So if you got any input, let me know. and even with sleep training, I'm gonna have to figure that out too. I kind of think the best approach might be to put him in his crib for nap time during the day when Cadence is also going down for her nap. That way he doesn't feel like he's alone, and maybe if he sees that she's also going down for a nap, maybe he'll accept it more. I don't know. I might try that out, but we'll see. For now, we're just tackling this pacifier thing, and when I feel like it's been enough time that that's been done, then I might tackle the next thing. There's always something. It's funny. There's always these different phases with kids that you move into. So it's like taking the pacifier away. Now I gotta wean him. And then I should have done the sleep training thing a while ago, but we'll have to do that. And then after that, it's probably gonna be potty training. And that I'm sure will be interesting. But anywho, there's an update on that. Hello guys. I am currently in my office with a coffee and a sweatshirt in May. Go figure. I wanted to update you guys on Xander's situation with his pacifier. It's a lot easier for me to do it right now because he's napping, and so I don't want to trigger any trauma for him by saying the word or anything like that. I even had to be careful while editing this video that he wasn't around to see it, because like he's just past the point of not asking for his bippy anymore, so I don't want him to see a video of it and be reminded. But anyways, we're doing good. So we are 6 days in. I think tomorrow will be exactly a week since I snipped the bippy, and we've been doing pretty excuse me, sorry, burping. I feel like we've done pretty well so far. The first night, I know I updated you guys about that, and ever since I haven't said anything. I kind of wanted to let some days go by and just see how things played out, and it's been really well. We've actually gone the last 2 or 3 days without him even asking for it. For the first couple of days he would still ask for the pacifier, and I would give it to him, and then he would see that it was broken, and then he just realized he didn't really want it. So every time he asked for it, though, I made sure to give it to him so he could realize, like, oh, I actually don't want this. And I actually do have the pacifier still sitting around. I haven't come to throw it out yet just because I wasn't sure how long he would still ask for it. But now we've been like 2 or 3 days with him asking, and so I think I might toss it now. The nights have been pretty good. The only thing is I feel like he takes a little bit longer to fall asleep at night because he doesn't have the bippy to soothe himself with. So he'll still want to nurse at night before bed, and then when he finally falls asleep, I'll lay him in his crib. He has actually been sleeping through the night for most of the night so far. I feel like he had maybe 2 nights where he woke up early in the morning and I had to get him and kind of rock him back to sleep, but I have seen an improvement on his sleeping at night, and so that's nice. I hope that that's gonna continue that way. And the next thing that we would tackle then is like weaning him. But yeah, it's doing really well. I haven't regretted doing it this way. So far it's worked now with all 3 of my kids. He's taken on nap times without the bippy pretty well. Everything's just going great. So we're just gonna keep on trucking, and yeah. And then take on the next challenge, which will be weaning him. Again, if you have any advice or even just your story on how you weaned your child, let me know below. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research, as crazy as that sounds, but I gotta figure out what the best approach is going to be when it comes to weaning him. So that will be the next thing that I tackle. Don't know if I'm gonna document that or not. I don't know if it's something you guys are interested in following along. But anyways, I'm gonna stop ranting now. I just wanted to give an update and kind of close this video, this little chapter. I hope that this helps you, that it gives you maybe an idea of how you want to approach taking the pacifier away from your kid. I don't know. I just figured like maybe sharing this will be helpful to somebody. If not, I am glad that I got to capture his funny reaction to finding the pacifier snipped and then him wanting to fill it with water. I thought that was so funny. But anyways, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna drink my coffee, and I will see you guys in our next video.